Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Money G. Yes, now that I have watched and reviewed Nosferatu, I can now go on ahead and present to you my top 10 best horror films of 2024. Yes.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Money G. Now, as I stated before, I had to wait until I saw Nosferatu before I went on ahead and did my top 10 uh, horror films of the year because I had the feeling that Nosferatu was going to be on this list, and it is on this list. I won't tell you where it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure you have a good idea what it could be. Obviously, I did my top 10 worst horror films in the year. I'll leave a tag up there if you want to check that out. So now it's time to celebrate the great year that we had in horror with my top 10 best horror films of the year. Now, of course, these top 10s are what I consider, this is my opinion, what I consider to be the best horror films of the year. I didn't see every horror film this year, so my list might be different from yours. It could have some similarities between some pictures, but this is what I believe to be the top 10 horror films that I saw this year. I want to get that little disclaimer out of the way. Now, before we begin the top 10, and we got a couple of honorable mentions that I want to put in. The first I'm going to first I want to put up there is Speak No Evil. Yes, the American remake that stars James McAvoy. Yes, I really did like this particular film. I thought McAvoy did a fantastic job in the role. It's a little bit different as far as the original. I think it's the Danish film that came out a couple years before. I know that particular film had a very bleak and dark ending as opposed to the American version is concerned. But the only reason I'm putting up on here is maybe because of McAvoy's performance. He does a fantastic job once again. I thought all the rest of the people did a fantastic job. And yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people did not like the ending, but I did like it. So coming in as an honorable mention is Speak No Evil. My second honorable mention is going to be Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire. Yes, Godzilla and Kong are back, and this time they're a tag team. They're not fighting each other. I thought this was a fantastic kaiju movie. I thought Rebecca Hall, Dan Stevenson, and Brian Tree Henry all did a fantastic job in their roles. I love the kaiju monsters that Godzilla and Kong fought against. A lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people didn't like this particular film. I like the fact we got a little bit more of Kong's backstory because we don't get that much as far as his backstory is concerned. But I really did enjoy this nice kaiju film. So the next honorable mention is Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. So let's go on ahead and start our top 10 horror movies of the year of 2024. We're going to begin at number 10, and it is going to be Long Legs. Yes, the horror film by Osgood Perkins. This was a very obviously weird and fascinating film. Obviously, we have Nicolas Cage playing a serial killer. I like all the performances. Obviously, Mika Monroe, who was in It Follows. We have Blair Underwood and Alicia Witt. They're in this particular role. I like Blair Underwood in this particular film. We have this special FBI agent that Mika Monroe plays. Her name is Lee Harker. She has this knack about solving intricate puzzles because the killer leaves these cryptic clues and she's able to resolve it. Some weird serial killer, and he's killing these families in some type of way they can't figure out how, and she's able to break it up, and it leads to a discovery that happened to her childhood. Yeah, it kind of goes off on a little deep end, I would say, in the third act, but I did like the performances. Obviously, Nicolas Cage does what Nicolas Cage does. So coming at number 10 is Long Legs. Coming in at number 9 is The Substance. Yes, man, oh man, I better see some award nominations for Demi Moore in this particular role right here because she really kills it in this role right here, where she plays Elizabeth Sparkle, who is his uh, obviously his old Hollywood star. She's on, she's turning 50 and she's supposed to be replaced by this younger style. So she takes this black market drug called the substance and is supposed to be create a younger version of yourself. and that is played by Margaret Qualley. I think I pronounced her name right there. Very nice body horror in this particular film. You have to give Demi Moore credit in what she does in this particular film. Went off the deep end on the third act for me. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen this particular film, some people loved it. I thought it went a little bit too far, but still, you can't outstand the performances by Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. So coming in at 9 is The Substance. Now, coming in at number 8, we have the sequel to the surprise hit of 2022. That is Smile 2, the sequel. Yes, Naomi Scott really kills it here as she plays a pop star similar to Taylor Swift, almost like Taylor Swift. She plays Sky Riley. She is going on this particular tour when she unfortunately gets cursed with the Smile Demon's curse, and she goes in and out of her way to try to stop the curse. I did a lot of different things in this particular film. Obviously, she did a great job in her performance right there. I love all the stuff that they tried to do with the Smile Demon in this particular film right here. Gonna be pretty interesting to see what Finn Parker, who created both the film and the short story this is based upon, if he's actually going to do a third film where we get a sequel to this part, or if he's going to do a prequel to talk about the origins of the Smile Demon, because we really don't know where he comes from. But coming at number 8 is Smile 2. Coming in at number 7, it's the vampire film Abigail. Boy, did I love this one. Even when I saw the trailer, I said, this is going to be pretty good, and it's pretty good right there. Yeah, Melissa Burr once again shined that she's becoming the new screen queen. I thought she did a good job in her role as Joey. There's a bunch of criminals. They get hired to kidnap this poor girl of a crime lord, only to come to find out she's a vampire. And they do a fantastic job. Obviously, Angus Cloud, this was his last role because he unfortunately passed away. It was really, but he did a good job in this role. Obviously, got to give credit to Alicia Ware. She plays Abigail. I thought she was good in this role. Obviously, Dan Stevens once again, Kevin Durant, and Catherine Newton, even Giancarlo Esposito. Everyone does a fantastic job. This film is gory, it's bloody, it was fantastic. Really did love this one. I can't wait to see if they're going to continue with this particular franchise right here. So coming in at number 7 is Abigail. Coming at number 6, yes, the Alien franchise is back in Alien Romulus. Yes, yes, after a little detour with the Alien franchise, especially I would say with Alien Covenant. The Alien franchise is back with Alien Romulus, taking place between Alien and Aliens. We get this nice young people starring Kaylee Spaney, her and her brother Andy, played by David Johnson, who is a synthetic. They decide they're going to get off this terrible planet that they're on right now, and they have this little shuttle that they will take them off to take this planet. But what they don't know is that there is a xenomorph on board. Brings back all the great things that we love about Alien and Aliens. They did bring back a character in this particular film that we saw in the first film, which I won't say who it is. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil anything. But if you've seen the film, you know what you thought about it. I kind of really didn't have a problem with it because he does play an intricate part in the story. But really did love the practical effects. They stuck with practical effects. Yeah, and even though one character says a very famous line in the second in Aliens, it fit for me, it fit the mood, what was happening in the film. So it's not a throwaway line. So coming in at number 6 is Alien Romulus. All right, coming down to the top 5, and coming at number 5 is, you know, it's going to be on this list, A Quiet Place Day One. Yes, A Quiet Place is really bringing up these great films right here, but this one is Day One. And this, what we see is we don't have the Abbott family in this one. We actually have two characters, one played by uh, Lupita Nyong'o and the other one played by Joseph Quinn. You remember he's the guy that played, whatchamacallit, I can't remember his name, in Stranger Things. We find out what happens when the meteors come into Earth for the first time, and we seek to see these aliens attack New York City. And I thought they all did a good job. I've loved the interactions between Lupita's character, which her name is Samara or Sam, and Eric, played by Joseph Quinn. They have this great interaction. You can see that how she the type of character she is. She actually plays a person who is has terminal cancer. She's going to die, and obviously she has a this cat that she has, which is supposed to be a it's a cat, some type of companion cat named Frodo. Yes, it is Sam Frodo. So obviously the writers of this particular film love the Lord of the Rings. So you got Sam, but her real name is Samantha, but they call her Sam, and then we have the cat named Frodo. But fantastic film. Really did enjoy this film. Again, love the performances by Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn. Obviously, the aliens. You can't get enough of those aliens. We still don't know that much about them. Perhaps we might get it because they're supposed to be coming out with a fourth and final film. But coming in at number 5 is A Quiet Place Day One. Now, coming in at number 4, we have Heretic. You knew this was going to be on this list after how much I praise Hugh Grant's performance in this particular film. Yes, we have two missionary girls, Chloe East and Zoe Thatcher, as Sister Barnes and Sister Paxson. They go up to Mr. Reed's door saying they want to spread the good word of Mormonism to him, but he has other things in mind. So, really great performances by Hugh Grant, especially in a horror film. He better get nominated for an Oscar. He deserves that one. Love the interaction between the girls and Mr. Reed. Chloe East, she does a fantastic job. I think she had the best character growth because she plays a kind of a naive girl in this particular film, but later on, as the cat and mouse game that Mr. Reed plays with the girls, she continues to show that she's not just a naive girl, but she's very smart. And I thought Chloe East did a fantastic job in her role. Very nice film. So coming in at number 4 is The Heretic. Coming in at number 3, yes, it is The First Omen. Now I really have to be honest. I did not think that this film was going to be any good because I'm saying to myself, why do we need a prequel to The Omen? And we're talking about the one that came out in 1975, not the remake version. It came out later on. Yes, but the actual prequel of The Omen, I was like, how are they going to do that? Well, come to find out, they did a fantastic job. Man, it was a great film. Very, very surprised price. But then again, when you have Neil Tiger Free in the role as Sister Margaret, who was there to take her vows, and we come to find out there's some type of conspiracy going on in the church. I won't say what it is, but it has to do with bringing something forward that eventually takes us to the Omen. And I thought the films did a great job. Surprised people who are part of this particular conspiracy, and the fact that they actually add some other elements into the film in this film that we didn't know about as far as the trilogy or the three other films, I should say four films in the Omen franchise. So it's going to be pretty interesting if they decide to take what we learned in this film and add on to the Omen. So coming in at number 3 is The First Omen. And we got another religious film coming in at number 2 is Immaculate. We knew this was coming up. This was actually my number 1 film before you probably know where Nosferatu is going to come in. That's why I saw Nosferatu. But Sydney Sweeney was fantastic in the role playing Sister Cecilia, who decides to go to this very place of nuns where they take care of older nuns, this convent where they take care of older nuns. They're about to, on their, they're trying to, they're some type of hospice for older nuns who are about to sick or pass away. And then something happens. Guess you could say a miracle happens to Cecilia. And I'm not going to say what it is, but it's pretty interesting what happens to her. Now, when you take a look at both these films, The First Omen and Immaculate, both involve the church, involve some type of conspiracies, even though it's kind of opposite ways of how they're trying to get people to get back into the church. That's basically what both films are about. And like I said, just like Sydney Sweeney and Neil Tiger Free, they both did great jobs in playing their nuns. And they're similar films, but they're both fantastic films. Now, obviously, something crazy happens at the in the third act and what happens at the end of the film, which is kind of expected for what happened to her. So coming in at number 2 is Immaculate. And my best horror film of the year coming in at number 1, no doubt about it. You knew it's going to be in this position. That is Nosferatu. I still cannot get over how great and fantastic that film is. The visual masterpiece, the spectacle. about how well Robert Eggers filmed that film. It just looks like you're transported back in time. It's like the whole film feels like it's part in black and white, but then you do have some color palettes in it of how he takes a look at the town, even when the town of Wishbourne is great, it still looks dark and dingy and something's evil in it. The great performances by Bill Scarsdale, Lily Rose Depp, Jonathan Holt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and even, of course, William Dafoe. They all did fantastic jobs. I mean, you can't get a better vampire picture than this that's supposed to bring back how evil and how scary and how vicious a vampire is supposed to be. Yeah, there are some similarities between this and Dracula because that's is based upon it, but it's totally different as opposed to Francis Ford Coppola's 1992 Dracula. So coming in at number one, the best film for me, best horror film for me is Nosferatu. So there you have it, horror fans. That is my top 10 best horror films of 2024. What is your top horror films for the year? What do you think? Is it similar to mine, or do you have something different? Please leave your comments in your comment section below and tell me what you believe are your top 10 best horror films of 2024. And there you have it, guys. That's my video for today. Hope you did enjoy it. And did please give it a thumbs up, like, and share. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Unless something weird happens or there's another trailer that drops before tomorrow night, this will probably be my last video of the year. I want to thank all my new subscribers and everyone else who's been supporting me all this time on YouTube. I look forward to seeing you in 2025. We will celebrate another great year of horror because you know what they say, horror rules. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. Please have a safe and merry new year.